Actually, I wanted to tell you a true story today. If you have watched my videos before, you would know that I talk about how to be more productive, efficient, and how to improve ourselves. But actually, it took me a long time to get there. I've been somebody who's been extremely ambitious regarding this YouTube channel, and this is something I've been trying to pursue for many years, but it took me a long time to even start this because I've been lazy. So today I thought, well, I should come here and tell you my true story to help you with your ambitions and try to reduce that laziness. So when I started this YouTube channel, I was extremely excited. I was looking forward to it. But as it happens with everything else in life, with time, my excitement fizzled down. And I found myself in a situation where I would feel myself lazy. I would procrastinate and I would think, you know what? I can't be bothered. I can't make this video. I can't edit it and the rest of it. Only recently, I realized that if I'm not consistent at YouTube or perhaps anything for that matter in my life, I would not be really able to see the results which I really want to see for myself. And so I started putting in different things in my life to help me do that. First of all, I stopped over planning. I love to plan, and what I actually realized is that planning is my way of procrastinating as well. When I'm really feeling scared of starting something new or I'm feeling worried, I start to plan. So when it comes to planning, I would over-plan. I would gather all the copies, my notes. I would find different methods, different ways to just plan things. Because in my head, I would think, well, I'm still working. I'm still planning how to do it. So when the time comes, I would do it as well. Later on, I realized over-planning was my way of putting off my task because I was feeling too anxious to start it, or I was really fearing what people would say, how people would judge me, if they would know I'm doing it. What if I'm not good at it? What if I fail? What if I'm being rejected? And so on and so forth. So now when something comes to my mind, first thing I do a little planning, but then I don't waste any further time and I just get it done. Because again, perfection is a myth. As far as something is good enough, we should proceed with it. My second problem was that every single time I would think about doing something which would bring me really closer to record a video or edit or anything to do with this whole domain of YouTube, I would start wasting my time instead of bring me momentarily comfort, but I would regret for the rest of the day. So for example, I would scroll through my social media, I would watch any YouTube video, or I would watch something on Netflix, or perhaps I would just do nothing. But actually in my mind, I was still feeling the regret that, oh my God, I'm wasting my time and I'm really not doing what I'm supposed to do right now. So to avoid that, when I started doing it, I said, okay, I want to use social media, fine. But I need to earn the use of social media. What do I mean by that? I tell myself I can use social media, but only when I've done what I have set up myself to do. And then I also got some inspiration from the world of sports. I was watching this clip of Virat Kohli, who's a famous cricketer. He says something on the lines of, what really matters in your life and what would really takes you closer to your dreams is the things you do when nobody's watching you. So what he meant by that, he does all the training, he maintains the discipline, he follows a strict regime. Nobody's watching him doing all of that. What the public watches is only his performance on the ground. What really goes in the background is him, his hard work and the discipline. And so when we want to achieve something, we also need to focus on things which will really take us closer to our dreams and do them in our own time. And while doing my research, I found out this really interesting theory called expectancy value theory. And there are two components in this theory. Number one, value of the reward. And number two, our belief in our ability to achieve it. So what does that mean? It means that, for example, if somebody asks you to participate in a sports competition for nothing, you would think about it, that if I do win this sports competition, what is in it for me? But on the other hand, if somebody tells you that if you win the sports competition, you'll get a lot of money and they attach a higher reward to this, you try your best to win it. And so anything you want to achieve in your life, you also look at what is the reward? What is the why of you doing that? And secondly, can you do it? Do you have the self-belief? And if you have these two things, there is no way that you can't really achieve it. And finally, we need to look at our failures differently. Failure could be very harsh, but only if we think about failure like it's a failure and there's nothing beyond it. And there are so many examples as well which we can take inspiration from. So for example, Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb. Do you know how many times it took him to create the right version of the light bulb? 10,000 times. And when somebody asked him, how do you kept on going even when you failed 10,000 times? He said, I always thought I'm learning how not to do it. So he looked at failure as a more constructive thing, to learn what not to do. And in most recent times, we can see an example of James Dyson, who is famous for developing vacuum cleaners. He only was able to create vacuum cleaners after 5,129 prototypes. And he had a similar view that you need to look at failure as a learning opportunity and not looking at it as some negative thing. And actually, I also started to do the same thing. Every single time I create a YouTube video, I always tell myself, okay, let's see how does this video work and what I can really learn from it. And of course, it's a journey. It would not happen with you from day one. But if you keep at it, you would also at some point get that mindset which would help you to look at the things which don't work as lessons to learn from instead of failures. Final tips, don't overplan. Start really small and then with time, build that up. Find your motivators. Try to understand and investigate what really motivates you and why you really want to achieve those dreams. And finally, look at your failures as lessons. I hope this video was helpful and this would help you not to be lazy anymore and you'll be able to achieve your goals. With that, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.